Howdy, how's it going? My name's Davvy Chappy, and we must be going through a time loop because I'm talking about another goddamn cleric class. This month's UA talks about the cleric domain of order, and it was apparently brought out by Mike Merles after he played the subclass in one of his games. Now, I can see how they'd want to show off a cool subclass to the public after they've been playing it for a while, but as much as I actually think that this archetype is pretty sweet, and I do love clerics, there comes a time in every little boy's life where they need to stop feeding the bunny pancakes, because if you remember my reaction from the last cleric guide video, the cleric has 10 archetypes. 10! 11 if you count the death domain. 15 if you count plane shift Kaladesh. 15 domains! But they made another one, and I took an oath to talk about every stupid thing that comes out of the D&D machine, so let's get ready to order! This month's Unearthed Arcana is pretty short, only giving out rules for the new cleric domain of order, but even though that I think that the cleric doesn't need any new archetypes, I can't deny that this archetype is actually pretty dope. Clerics of the order domain are the lawmakers, the wardens, the ones who take the rules of the universe as a way of life and act as the walls that keep the chaos from flooding in. In the real world, gods of orders would be people like Athena, Tyr, or Anubis, and they influence their followers to become the biggest dominatrixes that they can be, with most of the domain spells focusing on either controlling a person through magic or enhancing one's abilities to control them through more direct, sweaty means. Now, if you've watched my cleric guide, you'd know that cleric archetypes are split into two categories, primary fighters or primary casters, and the cleric of order is definitely a fighter with that sweet, sweet heavy armor proficiency and a radiant divine strike at 8th level. You also gain some warlord-esque abilities by being able to cast a spell and then immediately allow an ally to use their reaction to smack the target enemy in the face. You can also use your channel divinity at 2nd level to force all enemies within 30 feet of you to submit, and if you think that's kinky, the ability also literally allows you to force them to go prone, so you can keep your enemies open and vulnerable. After that, you get an ability that lets you regain a spell slot whenever you cast an enchantment spell higher than the slot that you're getting back, which I think is a really neat mechanic to reward players for playing what are supposed to be the class's strengths, and I hope to see it again sometime. Finally, your level 17 ability is known as Order's Wrath, and it deals extra damage to any enemy that you've hit with a melee attack whenever an ally also hits that enemy. So apparently the highest echelon of Orderly Might is to surround whoever you don't like and kick the shit out of them. And that's it. But it's kind of disappointing that this month's UA didn't have that much to go for, given that normally these things have 3 or so archetypes, but hey, that's life. I'm not gonna do my usual exit speech because it feels weird ending so quickly, and wait, is somebody at the door?
Stop! You violated the law!
Ow!
Stop! You violated the law!
Who are you?
Stop! You violated the law! Stop! You violated the law! Stop!
Who is it?
Stop! You violated the law!
Oh, that's what
Stop! You violated the law! Stop! You violated the law! Stop! You violated the law!
Why are you
Stop! You violated the law!